Hello everybody, my name is Hugh and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do the anti-TBR book tag. I've seen this pass by a couple of times and I saw it yesterday on Sophia channel and she said consider yourself tagged, so I considered myself tagged. First question is a popular book that you have no real interest in reading. Now for me, there are lots of popular books I have no interest in reading. For example, YA books, I don't really read that genre, or other things, or overhyped stuff. I don't really jump on hype trains because then my expectations would be through the roof and most of the time it's only mediocre or something like that. So there are lots of them. If I have to name one, Mexican Gothic comes to mind. It's like something I saw multiple reviews on. I read like the summary and didn't really speak to me, so that's just one of many. Second question is a classic book or author that you have no real interest in reading. I picked Ray Bradbury and Fahrenheit 451 because I've heard a lot of people say, well, not a lot of people, but some people say that some people really love it, but then I hear a lot that it's not better than Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, and I didn't love that one as well. I respect it for what it is, but I don't love that one, and they say that one is better. So, and also Brave New World has like an underlying message, such as 1984, but it's like you get it from reading the story, and for Fahrenheit 451 it's like it's very clear what message he's trying to tell. It's like, okay, be a little more subtle. At least that's what I hear, so I don't really have any interest in reading that one. Number 3 is a problematic author or just an author you have no interest in reading. I'm gonna go with Terry Goodkind because I don't really like his personality. I've never read anything by him, but I saw this like panel where people were asking stuff and his ego it's insane. And having self-confidence is good, but there's a difference between arrogance and being self-confident. So he constantly puts down other authors, praising himself more, and I just don't think that's a good way of talking to your authors, to your audience. He also like things he changed. He said something like, I don't write fantasy stories because my books are about something like humanity, philosophy, relationships and all that stuff, and other fantasy books are just about magic or something like that. And it's like, nah dude, other fantasy books are about those things as well. Who do you think you are deciding your books are so much better than anyone else's? So he constantly puts down other stuff, praises himself, and I've heard it's not even that good, so very good kind. Fourth question is an author you've read a couple of books from, but you decided it's not really for you. And I decided when I read something and I see it's not really for me, most of the time I don't really read another book by that author again, which I should do probably. Should probably give authors a second chance, but most of the time I do some research and then I see other books are even worse or equally the same or something like that. If it clearly says like this book isn't as good as others, then I'll give him another chance, but that doesn't really happen a lot. But I would go with Andy McNabb. He used to be an SAS commando, and he writes stories about SAS commandos or like war stories. So he knows what he's talking about, and I enjoyed them back in the days, but right now I'm not really in the mood to read that kind of stories. So, but maybe I get in another phase where I do enjoy those stories, so I'll pick him up again. But nothing against him, I think he writes very good. But if you like that kind of stuff, I do recommend him, but right now I'm not really into that sort of genre. 5, a genre that's not really for you. I'm gonna go with romance. I haven't read that much, if any, I think. So a book that's only focused on romance. I can enjoy like a rom-com movie every now and then, so maybe I would enjoy like a good romance too. I have some books like I have some Nicholas Sparks, so I have it in my shelf to give it a chance one day, but I really have no interest in reading it. In my mind, it's just a guy meets a girl, they have some very love at first sight moment, and then something happens, and they can be together at first, and then sort of evolves into the guy or the girl really trying to be with the other one, and they get together at the end. And I don't know, most of the times those stories are very predictable and kind of like dramatic when they shouldn't be that dramatic, if you know what I mean.
Sí. No. Te amo.
If I have a completely false image of this genre, please let me know. But like I said, I haven't really read anything like that, so that's just the image that's in my head. And there are multiple other genres I would rather go to first than romance. So, yeah. Number 6 is a book you have bought but probably will never read. It can be something I hold or retoured or whatever you call it. If I buy a book brand new, I'm probably always going to read it. I don't really get why you would buy a book and then don't read it, other than it being like a special edition copy of something you've already read and you want to keep it pretty, then I get it. But so yeah, I don't really know what book. Like I buy some secondhand stuff in thrift stores or something like that, that could be something I won't read, like this, for example, John Grisham, The Firm. It's a book about lawyers and court and that kind of stuff. And I bought this. I saw this while I was watching this TV show Suits, so I thought I might get into this as well. But right now, I'm not really into that kind of stuff, so probably not for the near future that I will read this one. So yeah, if I had to pick one. Then a series you will probably never read. Again, there are multiple YA series that I have no real interest in reading. I'm just gonna go with Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, right? I think so. I don't even really know what it's about, but I heard a friend of mine talking about it and she really liked it. But as she was talking about it, I realized it's probably nothing for me. It's probably not really targeted at me either. It's probably more of a female audience. So I'm just gonna go with that one. Not saying it's bad, don't come at me. I'm just saying I'm not that interested in it. So there you go. And then number 8 is a new release you don't really have interest in reading. And I'm just gonna say I don't read any new releases ever. Like, it's very rare for me to pick up a book that just came out. An example was The Martian, which I read when it just came out. And If It Bleeds by Stephen King, I read like one of the stories when it just came out. Well, I probably should do that to support authors more, but there's just so many stuff that already came out like a couple of years ago or even last year that I really want to get to as well. So most of the time I go to those books rather than go to the newer stuff. That's just how I decide to read stuff. So yeah, I don't really have that much interest in reading new stuff. A book I will be buying on day one is Later by Stephen King, which comes out in March. That's something I make an exception for, and then I read it when it comes out. So yeah. And yeah, those were all the questions. I hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed it. Leave a like on the video, comment down below recommendations for books, or just points you disagreed with or agreed with, or just say hi and I'll say hi back. Yeah, hit the bell too, and then I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.